The Nigerian Exchange Limited closed bullish as the all-share index appreciated by 0.20% in the week ended 9th June 2023. Well, of course, the market capitalization went up, heading to 55,930.94 points. That's the benchmark, while market capitalization is at 30.455 trillion naira. Stock investors in the Nigeria's equities market exchanged about 2.19 billion shares worth about 45.97 billion naira in about more than 31,000 deals as at last week. However, investors anticipate, for instance, the financial services industry, which was measured by volume, led the activity chart last week to 1.57 billion shares, about which was valued at 15.65 billion naira in 14,000 deals last week. Now, the total turnover, terms of equity to turnover, volume and value respectively, also went up at 71.82% and 34.05% respectively. So let's get talking in a moment. Well, Christian Isaac Anyalisi is a stockbroker and an investment analyst. He joins us now. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time, Mr. Anyalisi. So let's talk about last week before we get into this week, what is expected of the market direction. So talk to us about last week. On Friday, we saw the market jump by 0.20%. So talk to us about the factors responsible for that surge.
Well, if you look at what happened even before, on Thursday, before we get to Friday, when the Osha price index lost 0.12% to close at 55,965.96, 55,956 points, 0.96. And the market capitalization closed somewhere around 30.47 trillion. Shedding the same 0.12%. You will agree with me that if you follow the market all through the week, that a number of factors played out there for the bearish run that we saw. Even though week on week, the market gained 0.02% to close at 55,930.97 points. While the all-share index, the market capitalization stood at above 30 trillion naira, 30.45 trillion. Well, what played out last week is that a number of shares have gained over time, and there were sell-offs as sellers because some investors are realigning their portfolios. The investors who are looking for alpha in the market were realigning their portfolios, and then short-term profit takers, that is speculators, also had to take away profit. And then some other perspective of the market is that some of those equities that have gained so much in terms of price do not have sufficient fundamentals to support that price difference. So what a speculator could do, somebody who does not have a long-term position in the market, is just generally to exit from such stocks that are overvalued and then shop around the market for undervalued stocks in expectation that going forward those prices will rise, and the person can make profit. So these are some of the issues that we saw in the market last week.
Anyway, coming back from break of the June 12th and Democracy Day, so what are the expectations this week? We saw, and how do you think the market is likely to react to President Tinubu's Democracy Day speech?
Yes, the market is information driven, and generally the investors are always shopping for those announcements or those information that could form a catalyst, that gives, paves way or gives direction to the market. One thing is very crystal clear here. If you recall that Wale Edu, a member of the Presidential Advisory Board, granted an interview to Bloomberg where he talked about the unification of the exchange rate, which is supposed to be part of the of the reforms expected in the financial system, which is also in line with some of the postulations of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You saw that the Nigerian debt, the debt instrument of Nigeria as a country, rose very high in the market. In fact, overtaking the U.S. Treasury bills for the first time in a very long time. I can't remember the last time we saw that kind of scenario. So if some of the policies trust of the president is driven with fanaticism, if it is driven with strength and sincerity of purpose, we will see that the market will be heading northwards, and that will be better for the economy.
I asked that question because in his inaugural speech, after the inauguration, and listening to him presenting his inaugural speech, market reacted, and in one day, market gained about more than 1 trillion naira. So, and that's why I asked how the market is likely to react to this one. Did you see? I'm sure you've gone through the highlight of his speech yesterday morning. Does it appear hopeful, and does it, breathe that ray of hope that there is something that this government is bringing on board, perhaps a change that would benefit the investors, business-friendly environment, or that will create a kind of investor confidence in the market?
Yes, definitely. We expect that going forward with some of this policy trust that foreign investment will come into the country. We also expect that domestic investors will have more confidence in the system. We've seen the subsidy removal and how it is impacting already, how it impacted on the capital market, because the foreign investors and even domestic investors who are informed are looking for that climate, those government policies that are consistent, that are in tandem with the free market economy. And it is within such a space, that you see the capital market doing well. And let me also tell you, with the removal of the subsidy, among other factor initiatives, policy initiatives of the government, there could be reduction in government spending. You see, there could be reduction in the government borrowings, whether via ways and means of, or whether through the issue of securities such as bonds and treasury bills. There might be a significant reduction in that, and if that happens, we should expect that some funds will be flowing into the capital market. And I think that overall, the position of the government, the current regime, will be favorable to the development of the capital market and the sustainability of investor confidence in the market.
Okay, let's wrap up with this. I can see that you're already, decked in your trading uniform already. So what's the market saying this morning? What's the direction? Does it appear positive or negative? So what should we expect today at the end of a trading session?
The beginning of the day is coming up mild, but we believe that going forward, the market, the movement might not be so much, either whether positive. I don't see a drastic reduction, because if you look at the result for on Thursday, the market shaded, the all-share index shaded 0.12%, and on Friday it shaded 0.02%. So to me, that indicates that it's like we might see a bullish run today, and if the market is not bullish, it will not be too far from what we have seen on Friday.
I think a good place to leave it. Thank you so much for your time, Isaac. Christian Anyalese is a stockbroker and investment analyst. Thank you for coming on Business Breakfast.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great day. You've been watching Business Breakfast, and still to come after the break, we'll focus attention on President Bola Tinubu suspension handed down to the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, from office with immediately. And of course, we'll look at the implications of that for the Apex Bank. We'll be back in a moment. Please stay with us.